All right, let me share my screen. All right, so this is where we were yesterday before the session closes. So as I was explaining, I sent you a voice note which was talking about this. So I said that the total cost here that we are going to have, the total cost here will be since we were at the level of how many units? 2,000 units, right? That's the total unit that they manufacture. So our total cost here, we are going to write by 2,000 units. That it is not going to be the sum of this. You are operating based on what we have. And the reason is that the purpose of all these things is because of the indirect expenses. That's why we are evaluating all these things in order to know the actual cost of this. So what we have here as the unit price, we just take this divided by this as usual. So this is what we have. And then the next part of the question says that we should calculate the cost of production of byproduct B after and also before additional treatment, right?
Yes.
Calculate the cost of the byproduct before and after the additional treatment. All right, so we'll start with the calculation of the cost. So for us to know the cost, we'll come back here. In the question, the cost per unit of byproduct has been given to be 12,500, right?
Yes.
Yes. And when we go under manufacturing, we'll see that what the units of byproduct that they produced, they were 800 units. So to know the total sales of the byproduct, we are going to take 800 and we multiply by the unit price, which is 12,500. And now for us to know the cost of the byproduct after the supplementary treatment, meaning we are going to subtract the percentage of profit which was generated in the cost of the selling. And it has been given in the question. They say that what the net profit and the distribution expense of byproduct B amounted to 30% of its sales value.
Yes.
Yes. So for us to know the cost of the supplementary treatment, the cost after supplementary treatment, we are going to just remove the profit from the sale. So the next part of the question, we are going to determine the cost of production of byproduct. Cost of production of byproduct. All right, so the first one that they are talking about there is after, sorry. So the first one I have is after supplementary treatment, right? So after, we know that the sales of the byproduct is equal to how many units do we have? We have 800 units multiplied by the unit price, which is, please take note of this, multiply. If in case this thing is struggling to enter your brain, now then you cram it, this is the way it goes. If you are not understanding the mechanism behind that. So times, they say it's 12,500. So what would be the answer, please?
The thing, I'm not seeing it very well.
Yes, 800 times 12,500.
That's 10 million.
10 million. Of 10 is 10 million. And then they say that what? The percentage of profit is what? Is 30%. So for us to know the cost after the supplementary treatment, we are going to take what? The cost here will be equal to, we have sales minus the percentage profit. So even the last question that we solved, this is the same thing that we did with that question. So that's why I'm saying that you have to take note. If it is not entering, then you take it out. This is how it goes. So we are going to calculate what 30% of this. So after supplementary treatment, we are going to have what? It will be equal to 10 million, right? Minus 30%. From the question, we're having what? 30%. 30%. 30% of the 10th million. Are you seeing?
Yes, sir.
Yes, so you punch. This is what we have. This will be our cost, which will be 7 million. This is the cost now after supplementary treatment, because we have removed the profit. Because in the question they say that what this thing did not remain, this product did not remain in the, this byproduct did not remain in the enterprise. It was sold out. So that's why we are calculating it here. Even if it was not say we'll calculate it, but when we'll be determining the total cost of the finished product, that's where it is going to have an effect. So if you remove the profit, this is what will be remaining. But now they're asking what will be the cost before the supplementary treatment. So we know that what the supplementary charges from the question. From the question, we have supplementary charges. We stand at 2,800,000. So we have 2,800,000. So for us now to know that the cost before, so the cost before, we will have what? We have the cost after minus the supplementary expense.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning you think that the cost that you have now, after the supplementary charges, you just remove the charges from it. That would be the cost before. That's what they are talking about there. So we are going to have what? The cost before. We have 7 million. 7 million. Minus the supplementary charges that we have is how much? 2,800,000. Are you saying?
Yes, sir.
Wow. So the answer will be 4,200,000. We satisfy now the question 4 of this big question. This now we have determined the cost before and the cost after. Now the next part of the question says that we should calculate the cost of production of finished product. So I will also take reference to the last question that we saw, please. If you have not mastered the question again, go. The question is still available on my YouTube channel. Then you go and go over it. When you go and look at that question, they were asked to calculate the cost of production of the finished product in that question. But with this one, we have been asked to calculate the total cost of production first. Before now, they're asking us to calculate the total cost of production of finished product. So you have to take note of these two differences. Here, they have split them into two. But in that previous question that we once solved, that question was having, but they just group everything. But here it has been splitted. That's why if you look at the level of the stock valuation here, or at the level of the total cost here, we do not include the supplementary or the byproduct. We do not include the byproduct here. The reason being that what they just asked us for the total cost, they did not include finished product there. If the finished product was included, we could have added it here. So here, instead for us to go again and start doing the same thing, inventory valuation for the calculation of production cost, we not do it before because we did it already. We did that already. So from here, we are just going to proceed. So we have the calculation of there. So here we have the calculation. Let me put in cuffs. Calculation of finished. Stupid. Go back. Calculation of our production cost of finished product P. No, finished product P. That's what they're asking. Finished product A. Okay. Sorry. Yes, or finished product A. Mighty. All right, so we continue as usual. So we have elements, 3 columns. We have elements, of quantity, UP, and then we have the amount.
Yes.
Awesome. So the fifth element that we are going to have here, since we already determined the total cost, we just carry the total cost and bring here the total cost. So we calculated that already, which is The total cost we are having to this at this. Let me just copy and paste it down here, please. Instead for me to be typing. Olo.
It's not coming.
Yeah, it's not coming. I understand because the since the sales they were relative, right? The guys now you have used the relative references to go down. So don't let me just copy. I guess this is 23 million. Anyway, I can just use this other one equal to this. Will appear down there. Mighty. All right, yes, appear. All right. So the next thing that we'll add will be what? The cost of the byproduct. So the byproduct that we are going to have, we'll add the byproduct before treatment, before the supplementary treatment. Yes. Before treatment. So we are using this one before treatment because we cannot use the one after treatment. Why? Because we are determining the cost here, not the result. That's why here we have to use the one before. And again, they say this thing was set. So if this thing was set up, that means we are going to, since it was set, right, we are going to subtract it from here. So the byproduct would have any units at this case. So I have this. So the cost before the treatment, what do we have? We have 4,200,000. So we are going to subtract 4,200,000. 200,000. Awesome. So now that's the only thing that we have now. So the cost of production of finished product. Cost of production of finished product A. Let me use caps. Finished product A will be equal to, you total this is equal to, I can just use auto sum, all equal to, I'm having, is it 18,800,000? So the unit here will,
800,000.
mighty. So the unit here will still remain our 2,000 unit, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we'll calculate the
So
unit.
the unit price.
You take the total amount divided by the quantity. Then this is it, and then we are good to go.
9,400.
9,400, mighty. You see the way the guy is going, right?
Yes, sir.
So that's how it goes. So now the next thing that says that what we should calculate the cost price of the finished product.
Product A.
Yeah, the cost. So to determine the cost price, now we have to do the stock inventory valuation again. So when we are determining the purchase cost, we do the inventory valuation using what? Purchases and consumption. And when we are talking about now the cost price, now we are doing the inventory valuation now using what? Using sales and manufacturing, right? Take note. So when we are talking about the cost price now, when we are talking about the production cost now, we are doing inventory valuation, and the elements that we are considering, we have the opening stock or whatsoever of raw material. Well, we are going to be using consumption and the purchases. Now, when we are talking about the cost price now, we have to do that with price. So what we have to be evaluating now is what? Is the sales value and the production or manufacturing. That's what we are going to be following, to be using here. So let's take note of that. So we have the calculation of cost price. I hope it is okay, please.
Yes, sir. It's going.
Yes, of cost price. So the first thing that we are going to do, we have to do the inventory valuation as usual. Let me plug this guy in charge. All right. So what was our three columns, right? Elements.
Quantity, unit price, and amount.
Yes. Please, when you have to solve this in such a way that I have to be super fast. I don't want to hear that time was against you. When you're super fast, you'll catch up with time. All right. So with the inventory valuation now, we look at the opening stock. If in case we have it, we have finished product A, the opening stock is what? 1,500 units. That's on the 1st of January, right? Or the 1st of
Yes,
February.
sir.
Yeah, it should be February. We were talking about February here. So I have, let me just be abbreviating as usual. I have initial stock, which is when 1st of February. What's the quantity again, please? I have 1,500 at 10,500.
But now this still happening.
I hope you're having a question today.
Yeah, I'm having a question. Just some children are stepping at the door here with noise.
Okay, 1,500. And then the unit price is 10,500 also. So with the amount, we have equal to this times this. We have the amount. So the next thing that I guess will be, or let me go and check. Production says 20%. The next thing, according to this question, we have manufacturing, 2,000 units. So I have manufacturing.
For finished product P,
Yes, manufacturing, which is
2,000 units.
which is 2,000 units at the price. So if we are manufacturing a 2,000 unit, it should be at this price, right? Total cost of the finished product A, saying we are determining for the finished product A here. So it should be
Yes.
2,000 units we are manufacturing, it should be at this. So it's just this guy that we are going to copy and place it down here.
9,400.
Yeah, so I will send this guy down here equal to this. So one thing is that if you fucked up with this thing, that means at the end everything is going to, if you fucked up at the first case, that means any other thing that you're going to be doing is going to be wrong.
Going to be wrong because it's a chain question.
Exactly. So what we have in stock here, or what are the cost of sale was in stock, will be equal to, we sum this. Let me draw a line so that this thing should not be
3,500.
yes. Let me draw a line bottom. 3,500, and then here is equal to, well, we are going to have that. So the next thing that we are going to have there is what? Sales. We have sales. So our sales,
Calculate the unit price.
so our sales is what? All right. So in this case, I mentioned something yesterday that our sales here, they are going to be the sales that we have calculated in our repartition table, and that's what we are going to be using throughout. So unfortunately, this is the sales
Yes.
that we have here, which is 2,500 units, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, 2,500 units. So we are going to sell them here to show how the thing as they are leaving the warehouse here. So let's just say the cost
It's
of sale.
3,500 now, sir.
Is it 2,500 or 3,500?
Where is the sales?
This is the sales here, right?
Okay.
I hope it's visible now. All right.
Yes.
All right. So our sales here will be 2,500. And then for us to sell this, we have to first sell 1,500 units at this price. And then the remaining one will then sell at this price. Since we are using the FIFO method of inventory value, right?
Yes.
So we'll say 1,500. Let me just, we'll say 1,500 units at that price. And then if it is 2,500, meaning 1,000 is remaining, right?
Yes.
We say now the 1,000 unit at this price. which will have this. So what will be the balance down here?
The balance is going to be
So
1,000 units
1,000.
quantity.
Yes. Let me just put another 1,000, which is 35 minus that minus that. And then
Yes. The total.
you're subtracting, I hope, minus this, minus this. So when you divide it from 9,400, please punch at your own end there to confirm.
04. Minus 57.
Yes. So this is the final stock that we have here.
Yes, that's it.
All right. So now the next thing will be our cost price proper. After the already,
Yes.
all right.
Yes.
Also,
The costing result.
yes,
The cost price
the cost
of
price.
finished product A.
So now we just did the inventory valuation, and so it's left now for us to determine the cost price now. So we are going to have elements. So everywhere is just elements, quantity,
Quantity, unit price, and amount.
UP, and then amount. All right. So the first element of this guy will have cost of sale. Like in the other case, we're having consumption, meaning what is deducting. Here, when it comes to, we have the cost of sales, and then we have indirect expenses, even in case there's any, and then any other elements that it falls under here, right?
Yes, sir.
So I have cost of sale. Our cost of sale that we have here, we have this, and this. So I have equal, we'll just be using this guy to link them up, equal to this.
One
So
five and 1,000.
1,500 and 1,000. We'll just bring them directly like this. And then with respect to this question, please, there we don't have any other elements other than the indirect charges. And the indirect charges is not found in the question, but we are going to put it because we are going to pick it from the repatriation table.
Yes.
Awesome. So we're going to have indirect direct charges. So indirect charges that we are going to be using here is going to be this, or indirect expenses from this. We use this is for, since workshop is used for the production, so we are going to use this, right? Which is what the 2,500 unit at
1,
1,002.
2.
Yes. So I have 2,500 at 1,200. So which is equal to this times this, which
3 million.
we are going to have this. So now let's determine now the total here. So now the cost price proper will be equal to, so the units, since we know that the total units of production that we are dealing with is 2,500, so we are just going to write the 2,500 here. So here now, what will be the total cost? We take the sum of all this, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, we are going to have that. So here we determine the units.
15,750.
So we are going to have this. This will be our, this is the cost price. Are you seeing?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So the next part of the question says that what? We should calculate the costing result. So
The
costing result,
costing result.
yeah, so the costing result that we are going to be looking at here, you just take the selling price minus the cost price.
The cost price.
Yeah, the selling price minus the cost price. So here, as of now, we know the total number of units, but we don't know the cost price. And we don't know the selling price, sorry. And looking at the question, what they give us is the markup rate on sales.
On sales.
On sales. The
20% on sales.
the markup rate on sales is 20%. And then you need to understand that what's the formula that you can use now to calculate the markup rate on sales? Do you know any formula that we can use?
The markup on sales.
Mm-hmm.
Given that we already know we know the sales.
Yeah, we don't know the
But
sales yet.
if we don't know the sales, mean we're going to use the cost price to calculate. We apply the markup on the cost price.
That's my thing. All right, so we use this other one that markup rate says is equal to, we take we have the selling price minus cost price. I hope it's visible enough. Selling price minus
Yes,
cost price
cost price.
is all this divided by the selling price. Because this is already the cost price here, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. And it's a selling price that we don't know. And then the markup rate has been given to be 20%.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so we'll substitute here and then we get the answer. I make selling price a subject. So we are going to have, so the markup rate will have 20%, which is 0.2, is equal to selling price minus cost price is about 28,150,000.
8,150,000.
150,000. All divided by this guy. All divided by the selling price. Awesome. So if we cross multiply this thing, this selling price will multiply by 0.2, right?
Yes, sir.
So let me just write 0.2 will be time selling price will be 0.2 selling price is equal to,
Equal to selling price minus 28,150,000.
awesome. So we'll send the selling price to the other H.
Yes.
Will be selling price. When you go there with 0.2 minus 1, isn't it?
Minus 1, which is negative 0.8.
Negative 0.8 selling price should be equal to negative
Negative
28,150,000.
28,150,000.
Oh, negative 28,150,000. So now we then divide all through by the coefficient of selling price, which is 0.8, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Delete all and give me. That my X is telling me
35,187,500.
all right.
That's the sales.
It does says so my X that negative sign was disturbing this thing. I could have put the thing in bracket. Let me just put it so that if in case somebody is following this, the person should be able to see. So I have negative 0.8 SP will be equal to negative 2 million,
28 million.
28,150,123. How this it makes sense now.
No, that is 18, sir. It's supposed to be 28.
Oh, thank you, man. Awesome. So from here now, the selling price will be equal to that divided by that, meaning SP is equal to It says, what will be the answer, please?
The answer is 35,187,500.
500. This is the answer of the selling price.
Of the selling price.
So now that costing result now will be, well, element quantity UP amount.
Amount.
Mhm. Let me put borders here, all borders. All right, so the first element we put selling price. Either you can see there's no need of putting this again if you don't want. So the selling price. There's no need, so you can just take that this the selling price minus this minus this already a costing result, or you put it again in the table just to make your work to be presentable enough. So when there's no time, you
Yes, sir.
subtract the thing there directly rather than putting here. We know that we are operating with 2,500 units. And then
Yes.
our selling price that we just calculated is 35 million.
35,187,500.
Also, that is that. So the cost price,
The cost price is 28,150,000.
28,150,000. So the unit
So
price,
our profit
let me just determine the unit prices, please. Since we have divided by this. Awesome. So the result, we will
result
on 2,500 units.
500.
This
The
minus
result is 7,037,500.
awesome. It's the same thing that I'm having here, right?
Yes.
So I will equal to this divided by this. Back. So this will be our costing result.
Result.
You see the way this thing is consuming time. See, 4 minutes remaining for this session to close. So this is what you were supposed to do with this entire question. I hope you see the solution. So notwithstanding, please, if you master this question and you master the other question, right? That means you are good to go with the entire full costing. I believe you are good to go for all this. Because repartition table and then all those things, sharing and so on and so forth, share of the secondary totals and so on and so forth. Meaning in the case where you are the one to generate those things, when you are having all right.
I'm sorry, the connection is
Yes, connection just mess up. I don't the screen. Let me reshare it back.
please, I wanted to say that the thing is not showing completely. The screen, the information on the screen is not showing fully.
Like now.
I was trying to look at it the other.
Is it visible now?
Yes, even like now. I don't know whether it's visible, but part of the information are cut off.
Like that or
They have entered to the margin, the left margin.
oh left. Anyway, what I'm having here is completely, but those videos that I recorded, do you try to look at them?
Yes, I
And
tried looking at them, but it's the same.
and it was not visible or
Yes, it was not visible, or some part of the information at the left margin were entered into the margin.
I do not take note of that. Because as of now, you say the
I don't
information,
know, maybe it's because I'm using my phone.
it might be. Because this is the information, the entire, see, this is column A, right? Can you see this?
Yes, sir.
Is it visible on your phone?
Mhm. Yes, now it's visible.
So when I don't know what the challenge is. So I believe this is how it is, and it's the entire screen that this guy is recording. I believe so. And then this
Yeah,
way
yeah, yes.
the information ends here in column this.
Can I download it and put it offline so that I can follow it offline?
Yes, because
Is it
even at that,
possible?
yeah, if in case you go and you are playing and the connection is not that strong, right?
You will
The
not be able to play.
Yeah, it will not be that visible. If your network is not strong, it will not be much visible. But you can go and download instead and then you watch it after.
Okay.
Yes, you can download. You go there and click on download. The thing will download, so you can go and play. Then the ray visibility will be showing.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. So
Okay, sir. So we are supposed to be making a program so that I should know that if we are to handle this part or which one, so that I should prepare on time.
yes,
Because yesterday I was facing difficulties because I did not find the
it's true. It's true. All right. So
question paper.
So the next thing is that look at the managerial part of this question, right? Of this question paper,
Yes, sir.
and see the questions that they are challenging you, and inform me before you go to bed.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
Okay, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Welcome, man. Welcome. Well, thank you. I just tired that we have this session today.